The modern Democrat Party are a collective of individuals who disagree. One plus one equals whatever. One plus one does not equal two, because there are individuals who believe they are a cat, but what type of feline? Individuals in the Democrat Party believe they are a dog, but what kind of canine? One plus one equals X. And then there are individuals who get together and say, well, why should it be X? Why doesn't 1 plus 1 equals Y? Or 1 plus 1 equals Z? Or why does it have to be a letter? Why can't it be 1 plus 1 equals 0? Why does it have to be 1 plus 1 equals 2? It is misogyny. It is male authority, male dominated math. So now you interfere with physics, chemistry, algebra, subtraction, multiplication, quantum physics, the laws of physics, everything is now turned upside down. This is the modern Democrat Party. A bunch of Democrats got together recently and held some sort of a convention. And each individual held up a red piece of paper demanding that their individual beliefs be recognized. They wasted the entire hour by hour by hour not agreeing. They all disagreed because they all expressed their individual beliefs, their alternative pronouns, alternative identities. They got nothing accomplished. This is the modern Democrat Party. It is a sewer of different beliefs. Like I said, 1 plus 1 equals whatever they want it to mean. It's like a bunch of women getting together, and then the gays come in and say, well, why is it only women only? Then the transgenders walk in and demand, why is this women only event? Why is it a women's only brunch? And then they all now are disagreeing with whom can be part of the discussion. So what started out as a bunch of Democrat women getting together, now the transgenders demand not to be denied access. The gays and the alternative identities, the alternative genders, the alternative canines, felines, furries. So now they break down and debate each other and accuse each other of being fascists, racists, and Nazis, and misogynists. This is the modern Democrat Party. Chaos and anarchy. They are on a Titanic, and they are creating icebergs. Every individual is throwing the iceberg, and they're crashing and crashing and crashing. Welcome to the Democrat Party of the 21st century. Social justice warriors and progressives, all disagreeing with each other. What is 1 plus 1? And why should it be 2? Never mind the laws of physics and algebra and multiplication and subtraction, geometry, chemistry, biology, quantum physics. Never mind. Chaos and anarchy. This is their version of a democracy. Malfunction, psychiatric issues, disguised as civil rights. Let's go.
I'm a wolf, raised to be the alpha, but trained to follow. Alas, the beast can't be tamed that easily. This wild territory is the perfect den for my kind. A free world where I can roam and explore with no end. But I came here on the hunt, hidden among sheep, focused on their superficial dreams, moving up the food chain step by step before I dominate them all. With one target always clearly in my sights: to secure the future with technology others developed but were too fearful to deploy. By tooth and claw, I took this island, and by tooth and claw, I will rule it. The wolf knows when a predator nears. Can a ghost take on the lone wolf? Maybe. Tracking, analyzing, stalking, patiently, tirelessly. But there is no place for the weak and the wounded here. We are wolves. I pledged allegiance to the flag of the once United States of America, to the republic for which it claimed to stand. But we've become a nation under God-forsaken fools, highly divisive, liberated by lies, justified by complacency. The moral high ground it was built upon has already begun to erode. The blood of the fallen is seeping in, widening the chasm, washing away the very land our men died for. Now a house divided against itself cannot stand. What good is a folded flag? Heart-shaped medal to a grieving family. Our nation has become indifferent to sacrifice. Apathetic to the ideals of our forefathers. Time has come for wolves to lay claim to this land. The betrayal we faced gave us liberty. What are you doing? You're a ghost! I'm a wolf. Now we wage war against this plague with fear and retribution for all. Nomad, Wonderland, it's still gonna happen.
Did you guys ever hear the one where Little Red Riding Hood goes into the forest, but this time she's read the fairy tale, so she brings a really, really big gun. So she's headed to Grandma. And what do you know? Big Bad Wolf grabs her. And he said, "No, I got you. And I'm gonna screw you all alone."
Hey, Will.
So Little Red pulls out her gun. She hikes up her skirt. And she says, "No way. You're gonna eat me. Just like the fairy tale."
Attention!
Y'all having fun? Wolves!
Huh?
The elite. Best of the best. But here you are. You drunk? Fraternizing with civilians? And how about you, you pathetic piece of shit? You just let that woman take your weapon.
We're just trying to relax, sir.
Well, shit. I'm sorry. I would not want to get in the way of you trying to relax.
The pistol's not loaded, sir.
I have to say, it sure shit seems loaded to me. What do you think? You think you belong in my wolves? You think you belong on my battlefield? Well, let's see. Let's see. Come on. Come
Right.
Quick point of privilege. Quick point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Guys, first of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Please, can we just, I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Thank you, comrade. Okay, is there a speaker against name, chapter, pronoun?
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Okay.
Quick point of privilege once again. Hi, James Jackson, Sacramento DSA, he, him. I have already asked people to be mindful of the chatter of their comrades who are sensitive to sensory overload, and that goes double for the heckling and the hissing. It is also triggering to my anxiety. Like, the be comradely isn't just for, like, let's keep things civil or whatever. It's so that people aren't gonna get triggered and so that it doesn't affect their performance as a delegate, okay? Your need to express yourself is important, but your need to express yourself should not trump or
I see that no one's clapping for me. It could be because I'm not engaging, but it also is because everyone's doing this. And that's really important because those loud bursts of noise, even though this is a noisy space, but we can do something like reducing that. That's really important. So please don't clap, shoot up these. We have a lot of disabled comrades, and a lot of those are invisible disabilities. You don't know who it is that is having a more difficult time navigating this space, and this space was not created with all of their needs in mind. So it's up to us to modify that space to make sure that everybody is able to move in the ways that they need to move. And additionally, with the noise issue, like avoid hissing, avoid waving banners, right? Because there's all sorts of things. If you don't know what to do, show up these, right? I'm sure there's lots of ways that we can communicate to each other without needing to rely on something that's going to hurt somebody else. We have quiet rooms that are available. There's a range of options of these, right? Please don't go in that space with anything that's like an aggressive scent, for instance, right? Because we don't want to put people in stressful situations that they don't consent to, right? And there are right-wing infiltrators who are trying to get in here, but it's going to be really traumatic for people if we're not making an affirmative effort to de-escalate each other and de-escalate ourselves, right? Take a deep breath. Anyone feel better? Before you say anything. Don't really talk to anybody who doesn't have a credential, especially if you claim to be from the press. You have no idea who that person is. Please do not talk to anybody who identifies themselves as a member of the press without having credentials. Don't talk to cops. Don't talk to MAGA assholes. We're almost there. But thank you. We are going to be visited tomorrow by some MAGA protesters. Is there anybody here who's done abortion clinic escort work? By all means, don't talk to cops if there are cops there for any reason at all, right? And if you do see someone talking to cops, let the marshals know. We are safe and we are strong because there's power in collective work.
Micah Utrick from Chicago. So just to be clear, the amendment is going against basically the spirit of the report that was just delivered, right? So if you agree with what the report recommended, then you should. I'm just asking. I'm trying to understand what.
Voting yes means that you are supporting the challenge to the East Bay delegation.
Point of privilege. Can I reiterate that we, for the sake of our comrades who have sensory issues, refrain from hissing, loudly shouting out your opinion on a vote, or waving banners and signs that reflect your vote in front of people?
Yes,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
Thank you. Okay, so now, is there any further debate on the Credentials Committee report?
Point.
Hold on. Point of order. Yep.
Thank you. So.
Sorry, what's your name? And
my name is Trey. I use they, them, and he, him pronouns. I'm from Memphis. Thank you for asking. Nice to meet you. Sorry.
Nice to meet you.
I had a question. So, Nick? Jack? What is his name? Or what is their name? Nick J. They were elected as an at-large delegate before they resigned. Is that correct?
No.
No? Okay, then never mind.
Now, we are going to...
Point of information, could you please let us know how many delegates there are?
Anyone know that?
Hold on 1 second.
Do you know that?
Uh,
I believe 1,057.
Thank you.
Great, awesome. And now we're going to move on to the resolutions and
Very brief.
committee.
Very brief point of information. If you are using a microphone, talk into it directly like I am right now, and do not wave your face back and forth because people cannot hear you. That is all.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for the pointer. Take a seat. Everyone on the walls, take a seat so that we can count. When there's so many people moving around, it's very difficult to count. Okay. So we are going to take this count again. All the counting has happened by a vote of 523 to 443. That passes. And so we will, sorry, if we could respect our comrades. So with that, everyone, we're going to start voting. So let's take a deep breath. Great.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Please, can we just, I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
I'm rising to speak against this amendment to the rules as it would inhibit the democracy that is inherent to our organization. If you look at it, most of the time that has been wasted in this body was not wasted on debate. It was wasted in vote after vote after vote and voting on whether we're going to vote on voting. It is ridiculous, and this resolution would not save us any time.
I think we should abolish capitalism, but how do we do that? It won't happen all at once.
But gradually, I won't be able to buy anything.
I wouldn't call us in a pre-revolutionary situation. You know, we're in a pre-revolutionary situation.
I was there with an open mind. After all, I've always thought of the left as fighting the good fight.
You know that democratic promise that we have supposedly in this country of a government formed by the people? I don't see it.
Became disillusioned with, how we treat the working poor in the United States and elsewhere, right?
Together we can be a force against our shared enemies, fascism, imperialism, racism, and capitalism. Basically all the isms.
My question for these people was about that last ism, capitalism. Now, I'm no economist, but I can Google. Basically, capitalism is what you have when businesses are privately owned and operate for profit. You may notice that capitalism describes nearly any business you can think of, from superstores to your local hair salon. Does all of that really have to go?
You're afraid that there's not going to be like a consumer economy or whatever.
Stuff,
but there's no reason to think there won't be stuff. It's very strange.
Do you feel like we need to abolish capitalism?
In time, yes.
How do we do that, and what comes after?
I'd like to see it become like a Star Trek utopia. That's just me.
Does anyone say, hey, can we maybe not be oh, we need to get rid of all of capitalism everywhere? Has anyone expressed that?
I think that would be a shortcut to achieve wider consciousness.
Where do I get a sandwich in your socialist utopia?
At the corner store.
It's a very bizarre question. Sadly, I was kicked out before I could talk to anyone less evasive.
Give me your credentials. Thank you. Ma'am, please have your credentials.
I don't understand. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just how it's going to be. So, well, that's awfully authoritarian. I mean, it's just how it is.
We're an abolitionist organization. We don't believe in white police, but the hotel has its own procedures for how they handle that.
We left before the abolitionists could remove us by force. But then I noticed another event taking place. And these people seemed fun, positive, not hostile. I'm at the Black Women's Expo. I had stumbled upon a convention for Black female entrepreneurs.
We have mango honey tea, we have pineapple honey tea, and we have peach honey tea.
Now this was more like it.
I love that reaction.
That is a delicious candle. I wish I could eat it. Are these all candles? Oh my god! Can I smell this one? Oh, I like that. It's good and fruity. Okay.
I came here to cover socialism, but now I was luxuriating in the sights and smells of sweet, sweet commerce.
I have 15 businesses. So I have a therapy business, a cleaning business,
drop shipping, e-commerce.
These were some of the most rabid capitalists I'd ever met.
And so I make like tumblers, I make the glass cups, which is here.
This is Bitch Be Gone. It kills 99% of thoughts and bitches. And it eliminates hoes.
I'm an author of 17 books.
17 autobiographies. I wish I could be both this productive and this self-involved. I have the second part down.
I couldn't resist talking politics.
Do you think we should get rid of capitalism?
No, it's a part of our everyday life.
In my honest opinion, it's necessary. The world doesn't work without it. It just doesn't.
Capitalism is a thing. It's never going anywhere.
It doesn't really benefit certain people, and then it does others. To benefit you if you know how to actually make it work for you. That's just the way the world works. You have to live with what you got.
Makes us strong.
We are going to move into adopting the convention rules. These are listed on the website.
Hi, I am Andy P. From Los Angeles, they, them pronouns. Could I please ask the chair to, there was a previous point of privilege about waving around signs, that it is distracting to other comrades. I have autism. This is distracting to me. I would like to ask our fellow delegates, please, to not wave around your signs, especially during voting. Thank you.
Yes, please do not wave around your signs. Thank you. Madam Chair, at this point, we're waiting for the vote to be created. When it's ready, I'll let you know, and there will be a URL projected on the screen. Okay. And you will be able to put that in either to your phone, your laptop, or you can go use one of the iPads that we have ready.
This is Chris, him from Cleveland. We have not approved any rules to use an online voting system. Robert's Rules does not allow online voting unless we approve a rule to do so. Is that correct?
Okay, so hold on. Yes, I see a point of personal privilege. Can you get to a mic, or can someone run a mic? Someone is trying to iPad and mic at the same time, so if someone could help that person out.
Thank you, Chair. Nick, him, his from Twin Cities. This is on behalf of a delegate who is currently in the remote room. They say that it is very hard to see the screens and cannot get a URL.
Point of information, Madam Chair.
Hold on. We're going to go to Rebecca before we get to whoever is at the mic right now. Rebecca, are you ready to share what's going on?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we've hit the Opavert server too hard, and I'm gonna go call Jeff.
Point of information then?
Yes.
Okay, I'm old school, folks, and it's probably some technical problem that we can't solve. So my point of information is really a question. Is it possible that we do this the old-fashioned way and have the yeses on one side of the room and noes on the other? Would that be possible for the chair to do?
I would suggest not doing that because there's going to be a little bit too much motion. Can I take a moment just to consult with our staff to see if we could get volunteers to count? Yes, actually, okay, that's a good call. So, how many Okay. Could I get counters to the front? Okay, so we're going to take a hand count right now, and hopefully this online voting system will work soon. When a counter has gone around and confirmed, like nodded at you or something, and the delegate who brought clickers, you can lower your hand. But only when the person who's like counting has like verbally or confirmed with their body language that they've counted your vote.
Point of personal privilege, please.
Yes, what's your personal privilege?
Hi, so I know that this is kind of annoying. I know it's taking a while, but we want this to be done right. We are a democratic organization. We want to do this right. I myself watched some of the counters not count some of the votes. And it may have been a mistake, but maybe we need to do this a different way. Maybe we need to have more time to talk about this.
So if you are standing up, could you please sit down and get into a seat so that so there aren't so many people moving around? And then let me consult the people who are counting. So everyone who is not a counter, take a seat. Take a seat. Everyone on the walls, take a seat so that we can count. When there's so many people moving around, it's very difficult to count. Okay. So we are going to take this count again. Okay, everyone, by a vote, all the counting has happened. By a vote of 523 to 443, that passes. And so we will, sorry, if we could respect our comrades.
Quick point of privilege. Quick point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Guys, first of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus.
Name, chapter, pronoun.
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Okay.
Wow. You know what that guy needs? He needs.
I thank Natalie for flattering me. The truth is I'm not the leader of security here. Y'all are. Everybody is responsible for the collective security, safety, and everyone's needs being met here, keeping each other safe, keeping each other secure, and making sure that everybody is able to fully participate in this convention. We have a lot of disabled comrades, and a lot of those are invisible disabilities. So it's up to us to modify that space to make sure that everybody is able to move in the ways that they need to move. First of all, in this room, I see that no one's clapping for me. It could be because I'm not engaging, but it also is because everyone's doing this. And that's really important because those loud bursts of noise, even though this is a noisy space, when we can do something like reducing that, that's really important. So please don't clap, shoot up these. And additionally with the noise issue, like avoid hissing, avoid waving banners, right? If you don't know what to do, show up these, right? I'm sure there's lots of ways that we can communicate to each other without needing to rely on something that's going to hurt somebody else. We have quiet rooms that are available. There's a range of options of these, right? On 7, there's one that has video but no sound. If you still want to be able to observe the convention, but the sound is an issue. There's also in Piedmont 8, a completely quiet room. One thing to note there, please don't go into that space with anything that's like an aggressive scent, for instance, right? Because that's going to be difficult for people. The principle of collective security is we don't want to put people in stressful situations that they don't consent to, right? And we have to be accountable to each other that our actions might have negative consequences for other people. We're also talking about de-escalation, right? Because people are going to have different experiences of things that some others might think is normal heatedness, and I think in some that there's an inevitability there, but it's going to be really traumatic for people if we're not making an affirmative effort to de-escalate each other and de-escalate ourselves, right? If you are having a conflict with somebody, feel free to step away, right? We're going to make sure that you can get out of that space. Let somebody else step away if they need to step away, right? Don't talk to cops. Don't talk to MAGA assholes. We're almost there. But thank you. We are safe and we are strong because there's power in collective work, and that's exactly what we're doing here. And we're going to rely on you to make that happen. So I'm very happy to be working with you on this project, and I hope everyone has a great convention.
I'm going to hand it to Natalie to make one quick announcement.
Okay, we have our 2 mics up front. We also have 2 additional mics that are being run. So if, for example, you make a point of information or a point of privilege, please, keep your hand up or stand if you can, and they will run a mic to you.
They made it clear that I was different, unusual, strange, and that my differences were almost unacceptable. I I think also that a lot of it is about choice. You know, I made the decision to go to the pub, to get the drink, to pay for it, and drink again, to drink again, and drink and drink and drink. I made that choice. I made the choice to go to the kitchen to get a knife to attack the person, because I didn't have a solution. It just didn't occur to me. I wish I had. It didn't.
Rarely seen, little known. The world of forensic psychiatry is a mystery to most of us.
We deal with the most complex and risky individuals in our country.
Staff at the Bethlehem Royal Hospital
Listen, stop!
work in one of the most dangerous parts of the NHS, treating extreme paranoia.
I said nicely, please, please, please. Get me mad, you're gonna make me lose the plot.
And violence
What if I hit you in the face? What you gonna do?
on a daily basis.
If I don't change, I'm going to drink, and if I drink, I'm going to reoffend.
These patients have committed some very violent crimes.
I set about carving the geezer up with a razor blade.
You have to learn to live with what you've done.
And most are here because they've been judged too mentally ill to be in prison.
There's a long history of violence when it's psychology. It's really been very threatening, very aggressive indeed.
But how do you contain people who pose such a threat to the public? Can you make them well again?
I've just got to, show, Daddy's not angry Daddy anymore. He's getting better.
And is it possible for some of the most dangerously unwell people in Britain ever to rejoin the outside world?
They want to see me go out there because they know what I'm like outside. I can understand why certain elements of society just don't want to give people like me another chance.
Welcome, delegates. Welcome to the 2019 Biennial Convention of the Democratic Socialists of America.
One, we are requesting that everyone use ASL applause. So everyone can demonstrate with me? Get some joy in those hands? Yes, fantastic. In addition to that, we do have a quiet and moderate room on the Piedmont floor that are accessible on these elevators. The moderate room is Piedmont 7. It will have a soundless stream of the proceedings in here. The quiet room is Piedmont 8. It will be completely quiet with no live stream. In addition to that, we have a chest feeding room on Ainsley 7.
In just the last 2 months, here's a handful of victories. Middle Tennessee kicked the uniformed police contingent and information table out of Nashville Pride. We're not interested in losing. We're not interested in performing our politics. We're here to win, and at a grand scale. We want to transform society.
My name is John Lashley. My pronouns are he and him. My chapter is Silicon Valley DSA. Am I recognized?
Yes.
Okay. The reason I raise the objection, the point of personal privilege affecting the entire assembly, is we're not assembled. All of our delegates have the right to attend the assembly, and their right is presently being infringed because of the dilatory nature. We were not able to give voting cards early this morning. Some people couldn't even register until after breakfast opens. So people were getting ready really late. We read several reports that are not relating to business, and I think we can give our delegate chairs some time to get the voting cards. You may have a quorum or not, but that's not the basis of the objection. The objection is you're infringing on the right of our delegate chairs to attend the meeting. And if you want to suspend that rule, then you need to suspend it through Robert's rules, which we're under right now.
Hey, point of privilege. Can all delegates use a microphone when doing these things? If you can get near a microphone, it's really unfair to people who can't hear you when you're yelling these things out. Thank you.
Point of privilege. I am not a parliamentarian, so.
Before we move on to, sorry, this is like way high. Before we move on to the next discussion, I would like the body to take a minute to do a land acknowledgement. Okay, so My name is Bobby Jo Chavarria. I am she, her, hers from the Inland Empire of California. I am Native American, but I do not know my tribe. I do not know my language. I only know that my family has been in California and Arizona for the 500 years of oppression. The acknowledgement here, I am not native to Atlanta, so I don't know the indigenous folks who have been lost, colonized, but probably are still here also not knowing their history. But I would like to acknowledge our history as a country. So to open, I humbly make a land acknowledgement. I would like to recognize and acknowledge the indigenous people of this land. If anyone is familiar with that, please share with the team, the leadership team, so that we can properly acknowledge them. While a land acknowledgement is not enough, it is an important social justice and decolonial practice that promotes indigenous visibility and a reminder that we are settled indigenous land. Let this land acknowledgement be an opening for all of us to contemplate a way to join in decolonial and indigenous movements for sovereignty and self-determination. Thank you for your time.
And what I've learned as a Southern organizer is that Southern people are practical people, and that Black people are naturally socialists. I went out my room. I have a roommate, and I went out my room, and this young lady is always, she just has she has a lot of drama going on. It's one of the reasons I just got here in time today. She has a lot of drama going on. There's always a reason that she can't pay her rent, that she's going to be late on her rent. So capitalism tells me that as a landlord, I need to put her out, because everything in capitalism, including people, are disposable. But I had to have a conversation with myself this morning and say, I'm a socialist. And this young lady, who is the daughter of a pimp and a sex worker, both of her parents have been on drugs, is now in a PhD program at Georgia State University. And she's studying Black habitus and imposter theory syndrome. And she is so necessary to this academy. There is no other voice like hers in this academy. She was going to take her comps, and she was really worried about it. And I said, everything that you haven't studied, you've already lived. And so you are valuable. So I can't discard her. We're going to have to work out this rent situation, but I can't discard her.
Reactionary forces around the globe are laying the conditions for eco-apartheid, in which working class and racialized people suffer the worst consequences of climate chaos, and the wealthy band together to protect themselves. ICE and Border Patrol is right-wing climate policy, as is Fortress Europe.
Could you all give one more round of ASL applause for our fantastic speakers? We are so lucky to have you in the socialist movement.
The first thing that we have to talk about is accessibility. We have a lot of disabled comrades, and a lot of those are invisible disabilities. You don't know who it is that is having a more difficult time navigating this space, and this space was not created with all of their needs in mind. So it's up to us to modify that space to make sure that everybody is able to move in the ways that they need to move. What this means is that, first of all, in this room, I see that no one's clapping for me. It could be because I'm not engaging, but it also is because everyone's doing this. And that's really important, because those loud bursts of noise, even though this is a noisy space, when we can do something like reducing that, that's really important. So please don't clap, shoot up these. And additionally with the noise issue, like avoid hissing, avoid waving banners, right? Because there's all sorts of things. If you don't know what to do, show up these, right? I'm sure there's lots of ways that we can communicate to each other without needing to rely on something that's going to hurt somebody else.
If I'm being perfectly honest, it's sort of like, almost like a, I was gonna say enemy, but more like a torture, really. It's sort of like, I've had such a, for like as long as I can remember, since even before my parents got divorced, like when I was, 5 years old, like I've had a really difficult relationship with it, which sounds ridiculous. It's just a effing toilet. But even in and of itself, the design of it looks slightly comical, but I sort of hate it. It's sort of like, it's like a big wanker, or like, like a monkey on my back or something.
I feel a bit anxious because part of my therapy at the moment is tackling opening and closing drawers and doors only once. But what my OCD wants me to do is it wants me to open the drawers and check them a certain number of magic times. In my case, magic numbers are things like 1, 2, 4, 7, 11, 13, 16, 24, 33, 53, and they go on up to 1,234. So what my therapist had me do was just try to open the drawer once and put my clothes inside and then close the drawer. Now my OCD is telling me it didn't feel right closing that drawer. So I'm going to want to open the drawer again, and then when I close it, it has to sound right and it has to feel right. So to me, that didn't quite sound right. So my OCD tells me I need to open it and close it again. But now the problem is that wasn't a magic number. That was a number 3, which isn't really good for me.
Why?
Because it doesn't feel right. And it's no other reason than that. It's all a feeling-based thing. The 3 for me is a number that is bad.
Aaron is 40, a middle manager with an oil company. He's one of 16 patients on an intensive therapy program at the hospital's national unit. It treats the most anxious people in the country,
Do you need anything from your Paranormal?
the top 1%.
The front door. Now, I'm not going to touch it now with these gloves, because these gloves are contaminated from being in the kitchen. But the cleaning ladies, they often tend to carry the rubbish in one hand, and they'll even be using that hand to press the button to get out and then pulling the door open. So, like, that handle is like contaminated by from the rubbish, they've been handling.
Excuse me.
You could nip out now quickly.
Well, theoretically.
If we want to defeat capitalism, we are going to need a party that will organize working people to fight for the demands that we want and to win socialism. Thank you so much.
Right.
Quick point of privilege. Quick point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Guys, first of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to sensory overload. There's a lot of whispering and chatter going on. It's making it very difficult for me to focus. Please, can we just, I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the chatter to a minimum? It's affecting my ability to focus. Thank you.
Hello, DSA members. It is such a pleasure and a privilege to be here with you today. My name is Zohran Mamdani. I am the New York State Assembly member for the 36th District in Northwest Queens, parts of Astoria, Long Island City. And most importantly, I am a proud member of Queens DSA, New York City DSA, and the Democratic Socialists of America. So I want to start by taking us back to March 11th of 2021. That was the day when 59 New York State legislators signed on to a call that Andrew Cuomo resign as the governor of New York. And the letter that was released that day was a letter that I helped to write and a letter that I helped to recruit other electeds to sign on to. I, alongside with a couple of colleagues across the ideological spectrum, including, and this will become evident why I say this later, legislators like Amy Paulin and Nili Razik, as well as a couple others. Now, on March 11th, this was news to the public, but Cuomo's administration knew that this was coming. And thanks to the Attorney General's investigation, many months later, texts that were shared, that were initially private amongst the Cuomo administration's top officials were released to the public. And in those texts, we saw that Melissa DeRosa, who was the secretary to Governor Cuomo and his top aide, had texted the day before at 10:58 a.m. She wrote, "Nita is the only person we can come up with on the Amy thing. I heard Neely and Zohan are also pushing. Redacted and I are getting someone to reach out to Neely. Zohan is DSA, so we don't have play there." And to be clear, this is not simply a committee of those socialists who've been elected to office. This is the not very catchy name that we've come up with to describe a committee of those elected officials endorsed by our organization, their top staffers, organizational leadership, and representatives of the key working group priorities of the organization. The reason why the committee is the answer to these pressures, the committee is the answer to these threats, is because the committee creates the basis of coordination. And coordination gives rise to coherence. And coherence is the foundation of a collective. It is only because of the structure of a committee that we could be the first group of legislators to call for Cuomo's impeachment in March of 2021. In the words of Amilcar Cabral, who wrote this in 1965, "Tell no lies, mask no difficulties, claim no easy victories." I am not one to say that this model has been 100% successful and has been easy in New York State. Rather, we are still on the journey of accomplishing the goals of that model. There are outstanding questions that we must reckon with, questions that I do not pretend to know the answers to. Questions around how to ensure the continued engagement between rank and file members of the organization and electeds of that organization. Questions like, how should we professionalize our organization as we deal with an increase in membership and increased number of electeds? How can we ensure that our model is sustainable as it still continues to demand free time and free labor from so many of our DSA members? And how do we reckon with the fact that it is insufficient to simply elect those with a different set of politics, while we must also elect as many people as possible in this moment when fascism is on the rise in this country? And in politics by co-founding my school's first Students for Justice in Palestine. The struggle for Palestinian liberation was at the core of my politics and continues to be. And so I struggled to find a home in New York City that could bring that politics in a sense of coherence with the politics I felt around the future of New York City. And here was this organization that endorsed BDS, something which so many organizations that were composed of Muslims were struggling to do at the time. And so I found this organization, what won me over was the sincerity of it. It was that sincerity that we mean what we say. When we say we have a socialist politic, it is consistent, it is universal, and it stands for justice in every place with no exception. That sincerity brought me into this organization. That sincerity is why I joined this organization. It's why I ran to be on the organizing committee of the Queens Electoral Working Group of this organization. It is why I ran for office as a member of this organization. It is why I introduced legislation to ensure that we stop the subsidization of war crimes in Israel and in occupied territories.
The mythical golem was imagined as an artificial intelligence designed to serve and protect. The myth is now a reality.
This self-driving vehicle crossed the entire United States without a human touching the wheel.
The computer was creative. It outsmarted me every step of the way.
Entrepreneur, visionary, genius. Jay Skell is planning to change the world.
This is our first deployment of lethal drones. They have already saved countless U.S. lives.
From our new headquarters on Aurora Archipelago, Scale Technology will, quite simply, build the future. Skeltech drones will enhance industries across the globe. They will eliminate food shortages, heal the sick, and in time, erase poverty.
Mr. Scal, critics claim that with new autonomous systems, we risk summoning the devil. What do you say to that?
We combine AI and machinery to serve humanity peacefully. I am personally dedicated
Scary. Machines that can act together and react faster than humans.
They're cheaper and more efficient than any other measure. There's no doubt that swarm surveillance systems will reduce crime in our streets. Would Mr. Scale care to comment on the recent assassination of a political candidate by a lethal drone?
Mr. Scale has no comment at this time.
Lethal, autonomous weapons are being developed and deployed without oversight or limitations. They are the next global threat. The UN must vote to enact sanctions on the spread of these weapons. We must act now.
We've lost contact with Aurora. No way to reach J Scout. Yes, sir, I understand the risk level. We're sending them in.
Great to see you again.
Great to see you too, sir.
Lieutenant Colonel Walker, Paula Madeira.
Please, call me Cole.
Paula is Skeltech's most brilliant engineer.
Now. I've seen your designs, ma'am. I'd say that brilliant, that's an understatement.
And I've seen your resume. It's heavily redacted.
Yeah. Should I take it that that's not for the field test?
No, that won't be ready for a few months.
I want to ask you, the work you're doing on deep learning AI controlling these drones, how's that going?
Excuse me? Using deep learning AI? How?
Specifically, data mining, target identification.
We haven't explored those options yet.
You mean to tell me that you have the top computer scientists in the world developing some sort of supercomputer and you haven't explored those options yet?
He's talking about Maddox. He's talking about Project Deus.
Imagine it. Using this beast of a computer, predictive analytics, finding terror threats, eliminating them with drones.
You want to build a super intelligent computer, and the first thing you want to do with it is kill people?
No, ma'am. First thing I want to do is keep the free world safe. I'm sure that you understand that.
And who's going to keep the free world safe from Project Deus? How could you? I want nothing to do with this.
Don't. Just. Paula!
Jace, if she's truly brilliant, she'll come around.
And this is why the deep state or somebody is funding these socialists, because they are like J. Skell, easy to overcome and overwhelm and defeat. By removing conservative Christians and replacing them with these weak socialists, then control of biological weapons, drones, nukes, artificial intelligence, robotics, chemical warfare. The deep state, or whomever is funding all these left-wingers, will conquer and control the biological weapons that will make COVID-19 pale in comparison. This is the conspiracy.
Storm clap at 1-1. This is Weaver. Come in. Over. This is Weaver. Come in. Over.
Anything?
Bugats. Contact. Contact.
Walker. Shall we, Weaver?
So how do you expect these socialists to stand up against big money when they, in their convention, can't even agree not to clap because it will disturb those who are overly sensitive to noise? So raise your hands quietly and clap with your hands raised above your head, like obedient little sheep. If they comply with these rules of the Democrat Socialists, then how can they stand up to the deep state?
Jay Skell? Come on, we gotta move. Shit. Alright, listen. My name is Nomad. I'm part of a team sent here to see what the hell's going on with Aurora. Now, Maurice Fox said I could trust you. To be honest, I don't. But the people coming after you are trying to kill me. So what do you say we help each other?
Is Fox working with Ayanna Puri? The woman who took over as CEO? Who's working with those animals?
No. No, he's in the cave with Matt Shills.
Cave?
You know what? It's cooler than it sounds. Come on, grab your stuff. Let's go. Let's go. We gotta move.
It's my fault. All of this. I can fix it.
Yeah.
The answer to drones. Operation Citadel. Right now, Citadel's keeping people in. But we can use it to free Aurora.
Hey, tell me. What does Walker have to do with any of this?
Walker was our military advisor. He led the takeover of Aurora. All he wanted was the drones. I thought he was a friend.
Yeah. Yeah, I did too.
Well, that just brings a tear to my eye.
Go, go, go!
Walker.
Josiah.
Man, it's good to see you, Nomad. Glad that you're still above ground.
No thanks to your lack of trying.
You have to know this is not personal. He has a reason for being here, and it makes sense.
Josiah, don't be an idiot. That man is a traitor.
He's a revolutionary. And we have a plan to make the world better.
You killed my soldiers. You killed Weaver.
We've chosen to become the warriors we were meant to be. Your masters that they don't believe in anything. We'll make you an offer, Nomad. Hand over Jace. Join us.
You gonna turn me over?
No.
Good old Nomad. You always were righteous.
That class is bulletproof.
Like hell it is. We need to get out of here. That's our way out.
Vent toxic fumes through there. It might kill us.
They will definitely kill us.
And so, this is why the Empire of the Nations are trying to get socialists elected, because they can be overwhelmed and removed and controlled. You may not believe me, but I can guarantee you, all you gotta do is look at the chaos when they get elected. Free this, free that, end capitalism, end funding of the police, ICE, massive immigration, taxation without representation, to fund a temporary left-wing government that still has to deal with the power within the empire of the nations. Maybe a crazy conspiracy, or maybe not. So basically, that's what we're dealing with. Who are you talking to? I thought I was talking to you all. Are you sure about that? What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Well, what are you talking about? Weaver. That's not Weaver. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Why'd you say he's Weaver? That's Grandpa. What? Grandpa? Vietnam War veteran. What the hell happened to Weaver? Weaver? Weaver's not here. Dude, what is wrong with you? Snap out of it. You know what? I'm taking a break. You're taking a what? I'm taking a break. You're taking a what? I'm taking a break. You're taking a what? I said I'm taking a break. Are you deaf or something? Enemy chopper, stay down. I'm taking a break. Until we unravel this craziness. Well, that's going to take a lot of psychiatric, therapy for you. I don't care. I'm on break.